and welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Today we're working on hopefully getting touch detection working for our A and B buttons. Probably just our A button actually, because we're trying to allow the user to read the signs as well as talk to our NPCs on our mobile deployment. So yesterday we got this disjointed hitbox working so that we can talk to people further away, like in this particular room. But we don't have the ability to toggle or to do anything upon an A button press on the mobile. So that's what we're going to be hopefully tackling today, and then we can do some testing and see if it works on a touch device. So one thing that's really tricky with this is that we can't just say if the buttons at index 1, which is our A button, was touched. We can't just say if the buttons was touched, then go ahead and pause and switch and update our text dialog box. I think it's because let's take a look at what we do when we press it. So if we search for when we press the A button, which is actually the P button, when P is pressed, we cycle through the current scene's dialog box objects. If our player is colliding with any of those dialog box objects, then we initialize all the values of the given dialog box, that index K. That is the index of the dialog box we're actually colliding with. Then we're going to save the dialog ID as that K index. And then we're going to insert, how do we do this? Table.insert into our dialog box collided, and we insert the current dialog box at that index. So then we become paused. If we're paused, we don't update our scene. But if we're paused, I believe this is toggling a state into a pause state here. Actually, this is pause state. Okay. We've got to rename pause state into inventory state because paused is something different than pause state. Paused is what we're doing here. If we're paused, then we're going to go ahead and update the dialog box at that ID we snagged from the K, from the index of the dialog box that we collided with, that our global player collided with. So that's paused is doing two things. If we're paused, we're updating that dialog box object, and if we're paused, we're not updating the scene. So it effectively pauses us. It's not the paused state. Paused state is actually the inventory state. So if we hit enter, this is what is technically pause state, which should be called inventory state because it is a totally different state. Like, we don't render any of the level. We do have the A button working for the inventory state, well, pause state, but we need to add it in our play state for if we're paused. That it gets really confusing. But if we take a look at our pause state here, we see that we should be searching for buttons 1. Oh, you know what? No, this is what I was finding yesterday. We don't do it here all cute like. We actually do it horribly ugly. And we call it something. What is it? Let's see. We started touching it yesterday. This buttons to collides. To do, please fix this is nasty. This is it. Buttons 1. It's in our touch handling. I don't like that one bit. So yeah, if we take a look at where we're doing it right now, it's in our touch handling, which would be in our source touch handling, and this is the to do. This is it. So instead of being all cute and saying like, hey, if we touch the A button, go ahead and do some A button stuff, we're cycling through every button. This is nasty, man. So every frame we're cycling through, even if we're just playing on desktop, we're cycling through every button and every touch, and then checking if any button collides with any touch, and if the button that is pressed, how does this even work for the K? Yeah. So for the index of the button, if that button is 1, then we're changing the button to be pressed so it renders as pressed on the touchscreen, and we're also becoming fire spell pressed gets true. Which I'm kind of curious where fire spell pressed is being used. We do it right here. This is bad. This is bad. Yeah, we need to change this. I guess for now the game plan is we'll see what we're doing with a P press, and then we'll just continue our work from yesterday and just try to add it into a buttons 1 collide for any given touch. So like we shouldn't, I really hate that we're cycling through all the buttons regardless of if we even have a touch. So this is just so bad. I don't like this at all. Oh man. I know I'm guilty of coding this. I know I am. There's just, I don't remember why I did some of this stuff, but let's see if we can fix it. We'll see if we can come in here and look at what happens for the dialogue detection. So when P is pressed, now we have a note here that says move from play state, but I don't know what that would be. At the very minimum, we need to do this same stuff if any touch collides with an A button. But we've also got the thing that's unique about this is a was pressed, which if we hold down P, was pressed would only become true in one frame. The very frame P was pressed. If P is down, it doesn't flush out these line results frame by frame. It's only doing it was pressed. So if we have a corresponding was touched, touch pressed, we do have a was touched for the touches, which is good. I'm glad we did that. So we should be able to, oh, and look, I've got a add touch up here for the play state, but we also have, oh look, we left some stuff over here. So this has been in the works for a little while, but we're missing, where did we start doing this? Right here, play state line 103. Let's check that. Okay, so we're cycling through our touches. If buttons 1, that is our A button, is colliding with the touch, any of our touches, then we need to check if the touch was pressed, meaning only pressed on the very first frame, right? So we're gonna, there was touched, and it looks like, oh, that's where we initialize it. So we have to go touches index K was touched. So we're going to say here, if touches at index K was touched, then we want to go ahead and do these things. Where did this end come from? Okay, this is nested. Okay. Oh man, where is this? Okay. Okay. So, if we collide with a touch, then we need to add an end here, and this will be if touches, if the very touch we're colliding with was touched on that very first frame, then we want to cycle through I guess we can also say, let's simplify this a bit, and we'll put it in the conditional up here. So if the button is colliding with our touch, and that given touch is only being touched on this first frame, then we're going to go through our current dialog box. We're going to cycle through all the dialog boxes for our scene. We're going to check if that dialog box collides with our global player. If it does, we're going to flush the line results to be an empty string. We're going to set the line count and the text index and the dialog ID so that we can insert the dialog. What the heck? Dialog box collided. And we insert that given dialog box. Okay, so the dialog box is, if we take a look at our map declarations, I believe, dialog box, yeah, we insert into our scene a dialog box object that takes in X and a Y, a string, a type of NPC, and the given NPC it's supposed to track. If so, if it needs to track an NPC, because we should have other dialog boxes that are tracking just a static sign, right? So like right here, our X and Y is just a tile size location on the row and column, a string, and a type of signpost. So I guess this, what we just added, is probably good enough to maybe test. This might be good enough to test if we trigger a pause to be true based on an A press, but we also have to worry about the advancement, which if we're paused, we're updating the dialog box object. And in our dialog box object, we have, I thought we had if a P was pressed sort of deal. in the update. This is the init still. Yes. Okay. So we do need to add some stuff here. Because we're now updating this dialog box based on a touch, ideally. Maybe we should test that before we get too far ahead. And then we'll worry about unpausing it. So let's try to do this first. Let's try to test it first. So what I'm going to do is commit here. And the message will be testing A button presses or dialog collisions. Okay. Now there's a couple of things, and I need to make some better documentation for this. There's a couple of things that we have to do differently for the build that I'm working on here on stream is a certain size versus the web deployment. So there's a couple of different settings, and I need to make some documentation that settles it out for us so that I'm not stumped, because it's been gosh, it's probably been like a month and a half since we've done a mobile deployment. But here we go. Here I'll share my screen on the Mac here. Okay, so we've got a little project deployed to the web, running the Love2d game. So let's come in here. We'll pull our changes. We'll make sure we're on the right I don't see it. Did we get pushed? Okay, I just get pushed. It's always nice to check before we accidentally get confused, but we're testing A button presses for dialog collision, so let's give it a shot. Now we do have to change a couple of things in here. How do you... I'm trying to remember how to full screen this thing. Okay. Let's first take a look in our conf. I do look at toggle for second window loading on the Mac. Okay. I think we turn vsync off for the web deployment. I believe that's right. And then we also need to look in our constants. This is messed up. The thing is, too, it's tricky because I never commit any of the mobile deployments. Maybe we should have a branch of the mobile deployments. That's maybe not a bad idea. Because I can't tell what code made it. All I do is compile it to a .love and then deploy it. So it's hard for me to see what the settings were. Develop scale factor is 5. But then up here we have a scale factor of 5 for develop. I want to say scale factor is like 4 or something. It's smaller. Well, let's see. What is it? I don't know what it is. It fails at conf1. Can't index data. Oh. Okay. Okay, so this is the right one. Now the question is does this look okay on the website at this size? I feel like it's smaller than this. I feel like it's supposed to be smaller. Once we find it, we'll document what size it should be for the scale factor. Because I think 4 isn't right. That does look more right. Let's see. That still looks too big. I don't know. Let's see what 3 looks like, and then it's probably actually 2. But let's see what 3 looks like. So we'll walk through how we do this here. And it's very simple because we did all the hard work already. What am I looking at, dude? Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so I've got a build script here. So as long as we're in the folder, we can run build. And that does a couple of different things. It zips the whole Love project as a .love. It moves it to a Love.js folder, and that's the tool we're using to build the web deployment version. And then it runs that Love.js script, and it makes a whole folder of files here. So if we go and look, let's see. Oh, it's in the Love.js folder. Okay. So running that build script made a couple of files in here. And the files are, I believe it's 4 files. Moved Tashio.love to Tashio folder, Tashio folder. This doesn't look right. Really? Oh man. Okay, I'm not even seeing where my build script is. I think it's this. I think this is it. This is the file. It made a game data, a game JS, and then a Love.js, a Love WASM, WebAssembly, and then this .love. So I think all we have to do is in our deployment here. Yeah, this is it. So all we have to do is redeploy these 5 files and then refresh our deployment. I don't know. What are you mad at? No such file. Cannot get the contents. Could not list the contents of folder. It's deployed, yeah, to the right folder. And you can connect to it. That's the one, man. I'm gonna just try this again. Does this say, okay, look, this does say it was modified at 1050, so that's our build. Our recent build, so let's see if we can upload any file. Can we upload the index? No. What if... www HTML. Wait a second. Oh man, we might have to SSH into our server. Let's try that. What's up, K-Tron? You came in just in time for me to be stumped on this. This should be our server we're trying to connect to. It's saying we don't have permission, but I know we gave permission. Let's see. It's tough, man. I've got a couple different accounts and a couple different servers. Oh, it might be this one, the 2016. Let's see. 216. Let's see. Let's see what folder's in here. var www Tashio.dev. That's the right folder. HTML. Okay. That should be the one. We were connecting to the wrong server here. So if we accept that, we should be able to deploy this stuff and then test our change. Yo, K-Tron, have you been playing... Oh, yes, it worked. Transferred. Have you been playing Pokemon Trading Card Pocket with your kids? I've been addicted to that one, man. You get to open booster packs every day on the phone. Okay, so now let's test the website. I'm thinking it'll be bigger. Oh, no, it isn't. But this isn't... I know this isn't the right one because this doesn't have the red box. Yeah, this is not the one, so there's no guy in here either. Yeah. Maybe we have to... There we go. Son of a... Oh man, what is that, man? Well, nesting is deprecated on Playstate 357. Well, 357. Yeah, I like it. I mean, if it's cool, they've got some cool stuff. Like if you open, like let's say you open like a hollow EX card or something, then your kids your kids could like what's called wonder pick from your pack, so they can have a 1 in 5 shot of getting any card that you just opened. So it's cool if your friend is like, oh, I got a Mewtwo or whatever, and then you can have a chance to open the same Mewtwo from their pack. So that's kind of cool. I've been watching a bunch of YouTube shorts about people opening packs. Yeah, I forgot what line we're looking at here. 357. This is nuts, man. Like, there's often times where I feel like I've made no progress in this game, and then I look at the code base and I'm like, this is nuts, man. This is nuts. 357. What the fuck? 357. Oh. Nesting of double brackets is deprecated near the opening bracket at 357. Well, I guess let's just kill... Oh, because we have a duplicate. Okay, we just need to close... I think we just need to close that bracket. Because we can do a comment like that. I think it's just mad we didn't close the comment. So let's try that again. So we'll run our build script again. We'll redeploy. And then we'll hard refresh. Okay. This is the right one. Okay, so here's the moment of truth. If we hit A, when our little red box is colliding with a dialog box... Oh my... It works. Okay, so the thing is, we're not getting out of it. Oh, we are. Is it working? Does it work for this guy? Oh my gosh. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. Nice, yeah, it pauses and everything. Dude, I did not think this would work. I thought we'd have to, update the touch detection for the inventory state, or the pause state, rather. Ooh. We have the disjointed hitbox here. Oh, and you know what? Actually, I think we did that on purpose yesterday to test some stuff. Oh, no. It's messed up here. Or it's correct here. It's correct here, but when we come back, it doesn't reset. So we need to make sure we set. Yeah, it needs to reset. So we've got to add that reset back in. Let's test it on the phone. Let's see how that looks. It's going to be jacked up because we didn't get the scale factor right. Okay. Yeah, we did not get the scale factor right, but... Oh, that makes it impossible for us to press the A button. Shit. Well. Yeah, we can't do shit. Okay. Well, we gotta fix the scale factor. We've got to fix our resetting of the disjointed hitbox. So let's see if we can do that. let's leave us a note in our, what is it? Constants. Yeah, skill factor's 2 for the web deployment. And then we're going to be looking at what is it called? It's called Dialog Box Extended. What is it called? Disjoint. If we search for disjoint. See, look. Oh my goodness. This is what, yeah, this disjoint up should be false on 7.2. That should fix it. Okay, so let us test it on the phone for the touch. Yeah, let's... Oh, and you know what? Yeah, when I said I'm surprised it worked, we weren't even testing the touch. We were testing it on the mobile deployment, which isn't what that shouldn't break. It should only break... We should, on the phone, we should be able to trigger the dialog box with a touch of the A, but we should not be able to advance the text with the touch of an A because we haven't added that yet. So let's try to redeploy. We'll rebuild. We've made our files and we'll redeploy. And then we'll test it on the phone here. Yeah, because I'm hoping it works on the touch for touching the button A, and I'm assuming it will not advance the text and just become pause and we'll just be stuck. So let's see. Okay, that looks like the right scale factor. We have the disjointed hitbox. Yep. Let's see if we can talk to this guy. What the heck just happened to me? I've realized if we're in low power mode, we run at half the frame rate and that makes mistakes. Oh, look at that. Okay. It does this. Okay, this does work. You know, we don't advance the text like I was saying, but we do flush it to, you know, a text index of 1 and a line result of an empty string, so that we can at least do that, but we have no way of getting out of it. But that's good. At least the touch is working. We wanted to make sure that was working before we got too far into it. So let's continue on and try to do the advancement text advance. Let's see. I want to fix the Jimmy cam real quick. Okay, we're back on the PC. Let's go to... We want to go to... disjoint here. Where is it? Damn it, is it in our declarations? Yeah, this one. Okay, we clear it up from there. And then in our config, we'll say we'll say this is for desktop. This is for mobile or web. Okay. And then we also need to fix that nested double brackets in, what was it, 360 something? Yeah, we need to close this. Okay. That should be the bugs we needed. Or there's one more. It's in the constants are scaling. Where is it? Scale factor. So this will be development, and then we'll also have web. And it was a scale factor of 2 for the mobile, or yeah, for the web deployment, and this will be web. And then we'll just make sure these are 2. So now when we go and commit and pull, we don't have to fix those issues again because we did not commit those changes. So let's work on getting our text advancement from our dialog box class. So we do have it. Unpause is false. Okay. So we just need to add, hey Shaky, what's up? How's it going? We just need to add where we're becoming paused false if we collide with the A button touch. So we need to cycle through our touches. We need to check for collision with buttons 1, because that's the A button. And then we also need to modify our self P released, which happens if you drink too much water, but P released doesn't make a lot of sense when we're talking about the A button. But we have to do that because if we... Basically what we're trying to prevent is from cycling through pages of dialogue as soon as we click it. Because as far as the game's concerned, when we click it, it's pressed, and then if it is pressed... Well, you know what? This is saying only if it was pressed. I'm trying to think if we need the P release or not. Let me try taking it off and see if it changes anything. Let's see what happens. It just doesn't work at all. Oh, that one worked. And it didn't advance the page. Why? P released. We're not doing anything with the P released. Okay. Oh, yeah. It's, well... Because I think the issue is... If P was pressed, we need to become blinking, and we need to advance the page if P was pressed. It's just that by the time P was pressed the very first time, it's gonna advance, so it would only pull up the page. Yo, Shaky, it's bad. Yeah, I can show you. I know you're a fellow Lua dev. So here is the Confin main, right? I've got response. I've got a Python script. Library has got stuff like slam. Oh, what is this doing in here? Different utility functions. I only really use, I'm going to use memoize for the save and serialize for the save files. I think I use timer for tweens. And then I use inspect to print tables out to the screen. Slam is for the audio. And then music is just, yeah, I've got a couple of loot sounds, death sounds, spell sounds, and then different states for either entity for our player or other entities, and then just game states for title screen, pause, and play state. So that's the kind of overall structure, and then all my classes, and I don't know why I have library functions here. I should have those out elsewhere. But we're looking for what? We're looking for this. Okay. So yeah, I think this was only working if it was a multi-page dialogue, and very few were. So I think we do need the P release or the touch press. So let's just do the touch here. Pop OS, like Linux. OOP. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, there is I think I'm using a class library. I'm not seeing where it is. Class. So this is the one I'm using to give us some OOP style stuff in Lua. I don't know how to I don't know if there's other ways of doing it. This is what I learned from Harvard CS50 game dev. They recommended using this, so that's the only way I know how to do it. But all it takes for me is, like in a map, I just say map gets class, and then I get it an init, and then update and render, and then I can kind of instantiate it. What am I looking at? Okay. I don't even know what to do. We're trying to do, yeah, we're trying to basically do what we're doing here for a P press, but with a touch, with the buttons A. So as long as touches should be our global touch table. I'm gonna just see if we do pairs touches, because I feel like I'm doing this wrong. For ID touch, pairs touches. Yeah, that's very simple. Okay, so we're going to check if our global buttons at index 1, which is our A button, collides with the touch. I believe we're doing that right. Let's see, buttons. Yeah, touches at index K. Okay, so let's do I'm still very much learning OOP as well. I'm learning all of this stuff, really. I don't know what I'm doing about 85% of the time. Okay, so if our A button collides with our given touch, then we want to see, we also want to check that very touch was also only touched on that first frame, because we're trying to set that P release. That was me in The Hobbit 3. Just could not. Just had to P release before the end of the movie, you know? One of the few movies. I think there's only 2 movies I left to go pee during. Yeah. I'm trying to think of another one. I think it was the latest Underworld movie. The blood, what's it called? You know what? You know the one. The one you wish you went pee during. Blood Wars. That's what it was. Okay. So P release is true. And then if it's if it was okay, I think no, this was released. Yeah. Because the thing is, we have to listen for a release of the touch, because we have to, actually, do we have to? We're trying to advance the text anytime it was touched for the first time. But the issue is the very first frame that it gets touched, we don't want to skip and advance the page. So I think that's the issue. So we need to make sure that we don't advance until P was released for the first time. Is that a movie, Katron? Or are you just singing? I thought you were telling me the movie that you last went pee during. No, I get that. I was just, I mean, you're the one that brought it up. I didn't know what you were talking about. Okay, I think, let's see if our touch handling has... Oh, was it a touch joke? Okay. I get it. I get it now. It took me to touch handling and to get it. Touch for the very first time. I get it. It took me way too long, dude. I'm like, why are you talking about a documentary that you had to go pee during with Madonna? Yeah, we need the touch handling. We need the Madonna sauce. Okay, I'm trying to see if we have a was released. I think we do. Is it under touch? Not touch handling, but touch detection? Was, because we should have a was touched, right? Was touched. Nope. Was touched. Here. Was touched. We don't have a was released. Oh, we have a touch released. Shoot. Okay. We might have to do... Oh, man. That was funny, dude. I didn't piece that together until it was a little A little too late. Okay, this is weird. So the thing is, touch released is a callback function that Love2d gives us. And it gets called anytime a touch is released, and it gives us the ID. But we need to know. Dude, I know. Anytime I'm talking about touch handling now, I'm gonna think about it. Shoot, man. I guess we could have a table that we put. Well, see, and this the sucky thing is, the touch ID isn't controlled by us. The touch ID is just what Love2d puts on any subsequent touch. You know, like the first touch is ID 1, second touch is ID 2, and it kind of puts the IDs there for us. So I don't really see a way for us to know if the touch is released. And you know what? It's maybe not so much that touch was released, but as soon as the touch is no longer colliding with buttons 1, then we can effectively become P-released. P-released is... I gotta have a better name than that. I was doing a Steven Sausage Roll prototype game where you're rolling sausages, and I had some constants in there named wiener girth as a constant, and I was like, I probably shouldn't be committing this to GitHub, but I did. Yeah, that made sense though. That was better than P-released. I mean, P-released is when you release P, so that is a good name for it with context. I didn't spell it out. Okay, so I think the move might be... You know, because we're waiting for this given touch that we're just collided with. We're looking for that to stop colliding. We're looking for this one to stop colliding with the given button 1. And then we can release our P. But... oh my gosh, my brain's hurting on this one. Because we need our P released because we're looking for if P was pressed, and we've already released our P, then we can advance our page. Yeah, and it's all has to do with the very first frame we press P. We don't want to advance because as soon as we become paused, we update our dialog box. And since P was pressed on that given frame, we would advance our page past the first dialog, which is incorrect. So that's why I had this P release. Yeah, dude, I hate CSS too. I agree, dude. I didn't like CSS until Tailwind. So I would suggest Tailwind, because Tailwind makes me actually like CSS. I don't know if this is the way to do it. After all this drinking of water, I'm not sure releasing P is the way to go. I think we need to come up with a way. Yo, Shaky, I'm glad you like Tailwind too. I love Tailwind. Yeah, that was the best thing my bootcamp taught me, probably. Well, Nginx and Tailwind are like the two big things my bootcamp taught me that I'm super excited about. So that's really cool. Dude, I'm just noticing that we've got a flush method in our P release condition. You release P, then you flush. Literally. Well, I guess you stop releasing P and then you flush. That makes even more sense. Yeah, because I mean you could flush while. You can flush while, definitely. And if you time it right, you might not regret it. Okay. I blame a late night silliness, you know. There's got to be a decent way to do this. Are you being loud? You're like, honey, it's focus dev. It's focus dev. It's not my fault. He said P about 400 times in this stream. Shoot. Yeah, I'm literally responsible for writing it. Yeah, I'm guilty. I think it's a little too late and I can't focus. Ironically, but maybe we call it here and then I'll do some thinking about this. I don't think P release is the way to go. I think we just need to come up with a different workaround so that we don't advance the dialogue the instant we press it on the first dialogue. So we have to come up with I guess what we could do a count. Anytime we're paused or anytime we're updating our dialogue box, we can have a P count or, you know, interact count. I don't know, because it's either touching A or pressing P. P is the A button on the keyboard for the game, so that's where all the P's are coming from. So maybe we have a count here. Let's leave us a little note here because I don't think I'm going to figure this out tonight. Let's do add a button count. And I think what we can do is whenever we go to trigger the dialog box update by becoming paused, I think we can add to the count or reset the count to 0, right? And then we don't advance until was pressed is greater than a count of 1, because we can, in our update, anytime P was pressed or buttons 1 was pressed or touched, we can advance our count, and then our count would be 1 at that point, and that would mean that we don't advance our page unless our A button count is greater than 1, so that we skip out on that first would-be double page advance. So I think that makes a lot more sense than releasing our P and keeping track of that. So we'll say add a button count upon pause. And you know what? The more I think about it, more I think we should just do it right now. I feel like I'm going to screw it up if I try it right now. So let's just get the game plan for tomorrow, and then tomorrow I will work on it. So add a button count upon pause, increment a button count on update and press /touch, and then we could only advance page if the A button count is greater than 1. Okay, so we'll do that tomorrow. I feel like I'm gonna screw it up tonight, and that's the black hole I can get into, because I can go, you know, it's like once I'm at this like kind of sleepy state, I'm like, oh, it's easy, I'll just do it real quick, and then I break the progress I've done for the day, and then I have to sit there even more tired and try to undo all the crap I just broke, and then I get frustrated, and then I don't want to come program the next day. So we'll call it here. That's a decent idea. That's better than the P release. Yeah, or work on the wrong file for 20 minutes. Yeah. Is there a hot tub category on Twitch? I feel like is there? I feel like Kick had that. I'm not sure if Twitch has that. Well, anyway, we can look in tomorrow. If we're still on the potty mouth talk, we can switch the hot tub category. Get a lot of hate over there. Okay, I think that's it. But the good news is we've got some documentation for the web deployment. So let's make that commit here, and we'll say that we working dialogue page 1 for mobile or for web deployment. And I guess that's it, because we need to add the page advance. You know, we've got it deployed, and touching once works, but we can't exit out of the page system, so we need to make sure we fix that. So we committed, we're gonna push here, and then we'll look for somebody to raid. Yo, our homie Salto is streaming. Yeah, dude, Katron, thanks for hanging, man. It's always nice to see you. We'll raid out to our buddy Salto. He did the artwork for the channel here. So he's got an artist badge for the channel. He did the Sekiro art that I use every stream. So he's probably doing a art drawing stream. It's always chill, and I like popping in and saying hi. I didn't get to see a stream today, so it'd be nice to pay him a visit. But thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, by the way, everyone. And I'll catch ya tomorrow night if you're not doing anything in the late evening. But yeah, see ya. Have a good night.